Dividends are powerful, and when used correctly, they can help accelerate you to financial freedom much quicker. I've recently started building out my retirement dividend portfolio, and I have a series on the channel where I disclose this whole portfolio for you guys. And in just a few months, we've pretty much built up a portfolio so far that generates me about $100 per month of guaranteed dividend income. So if you want to see exactly how I'm building out this portfolio, what my thought process is behind this portfolio, and what my plans are for the future of this portfolio, make sure to stick around for this whole video. And of course, as always, guys, if you're a dividend investor or you like dividends, drop a like on this video. We're aiming for 400 likes on this video. And I did mention my dividend portfolio series. Link will be in the description down below if you want to check that out as well. Okay, so this video is going to be geared more towards the value that I personally see in dividend investing, but more specifically, dividend growth investing. I'm going to go through some examples with you guys and show you how I project this portfolio is going to do over the long term and how it's going to help me achieve financial freedom much quicker than if I didn't have a portfolio like this. Now, based on my positions in this account, you'll notice that most of them are well-recognized brands and companies that have been paying a dividend for a long time. There are some exceptions, however, I believe every single stock in this portfolio will pay a dividend for the next 30 years. And if that does change and they cut that dividend, chances are that I will actually cut that position from this portfolio. Now, based on the title of this video, you already know that this portfolio is generating me around $100 per month, and we only started this in around mid to late July of 2019. Now, depending on your stage of life and how much money you have sitting in your account, that $100 per month may seem like peanuts to you, or it may seem like a lot of money to you. But regardless, let me go through this exercise here to show you whether that's $100 you're earning per month or $1,000 you're earning per month right now, how it can be much more in the future with dividend growth investing. So here's a breakdown of each position in the portfolio and how much they contribute from their dividends to make up this $100 per month. Altria is by far my biggest contributor, but that's because of the extreme value it's at right now and how much of it I bought. However, I believe over the long term, this will still remain a top contributor, but other positions may bypass it in terms of dividend income. And that brings me to my next point here, which is that every single one of those companies you just saw on your screen grows their dividend year over year. So not only do they pay out a consistent dividend, but they also grow it, which is key to this strategy. Ideally, I want to see these companies growing that dividend at 10% or more per year. However, as long as they are growing it at, say, even between 5 and 10%, that's still acceptable to me. And guys, since I started this portfolio just a few months ago, some of my companies have already increased their dividends. Altria increased the dividend by 5% year over year, and AbbVie increased their dividend by 10.3% year over year. And this is incredible because this means with doing absolutely no work, I'll now be earning 5% more from my dividends in Altria, and I'll be earning 10.3% more in my dividends through AbbVie. And pretty much what I see here is these companies thanking me as an investor, giving me a raise for holding their stock. And the best part is I didn't have to do anything to get this raise. Now just imagine this with every single portfolio position that we have. A light bulb should have clicked by now, and it should be intriguing to you to find out more about this strategy at this point. Now, what those dividend increases do is raise something that's called your yield on cost. So for example, I bought AbbVie a few months ago and essentially locked in a guaranteed dividend right now of $1.07 per quarter. Well, after they announced that raise of 10.3% recently, that dividend per quarter is now $1.18. And if they raise by another 10% next year, that dividend per quarter will then be $1.30. And of course, all these payouts here is per share. So if I own 10 shares, you just multiply that $1.30 by 10 per quarter. Now, my cost base on AbbVie when I first bought this share was around $70.15 per share. So that gave me a starting yield with the dividend at that time at 6.1%. However, after they raised their dividend without me doing anything, my yield on cost now for AbbVie is at 6.7%. 3%. So in just a span of a few months here with that dividend increase from the company, I had an increase on my yield on cost. And if they do this again next year, like we said, another 10%, that yield on cost, that dividend yield that I'll be getting from AbbVie on my initial cost basis will be around 7.41%. So you can start to see the compounding come into play here, and in just a few years, you could be earning so much more just from these dividend increases. So with my personal portfolio here, the actual amount that I'm earning in dividends every single year from my positions is $1,277.14. So let's take a look here to see how this works out if it compounded and grew by, say, an average 7% year over year. These companies in my portfolio grew the dividend by on average 7% year over year, and you may be amazed with the results. So this graph shows you that if I did absolutely nothing with my portfolio, I just let the account be, didn't check it at all, just let it do its thing, and proceeded to hold it for the next 30 years, I would be earning over $9,100 per year in dividends. This would make my portfolio yield on cost around 35%, meaning I'd be earning a 35% yield on my stocks just because they raise their dividend consistently. And here's the best part. This isn't even accounting for capital appreciation, meaning that we have an assumption here that the stock price will actually remain at the stock price that you purchased at 30 years from now. Realistically, if they're great companies, they'll be worth much, much more in the future. But for the sake of simplicity, we're only looking at dividend income here, so I didn't really want to make assumptions on capital appreciation. However, this works on the flip side too. So say you bought a stock at $100 per share, and in 30 years, it's now at $50 per share. As long as they've consistently paid out that dividend and raised that dividend, it doesn't matter, because regardless of how the stock price moves, as long as that dividend's consistent, you've been getting paid every single year. Now, if we're on the higher end and we increase the dividend by 10% year over year on average, the graph will look like this, and we'll be earning around $21,000 a year in dividends, making that yield on cost 80%. This would equate to $1,750 per month in dividend income. Absolutely incredible, I know, and the math does not lie here, but realistically, I think we'll be closer to that 7% year over year increase as opposed to that 10%. Regardless from the graphs that we saw, you guys get the idea of why I'm holding dividend growth stocks here. Now, I also want to mention that this calculation and all the things we talked about so far assumes that I don't put any more money into this account into any more stocks. Realistically, that's not going to happen. I'm definitely going to be contributing to this account. I'm definitely going to be buying more shares of existing companies or even new companies. But the criteria will always be in this account. Does the company pay out a dividend? Does the company grow their dividend? If the answer to both those two questions is a yes, then it's a good candidate to consider for this account. The best part about this is that right now I have, $26,000 in this account. And it's just knowing that every single penny of that is working to grow my money even more year over year. And this is how really you should view dividend growth investing. Sure, the dividend income may start small. Like I said, I'm earning right now $100 per month through my dividends. But snowball this over 30 years, and those dividends, just from you holding them, can grow from $100 per month to well over $1,000 per month. And like I said, the more I contribute to this account and buy more stocks, the faster I'm going to grow my dividend income every single year. Now, I don't really have a goal per se of what figure I want to earn from a monthly perspective in this dividend portfolio. However, I do want this portfolio to cover all of my expenses 30 years from now. I think that if we earn around $2,000 per month from this portfolio, it'll cover pretty much everything that I need. And anything on top of that will pretty much be gravy. I can do things like go on vacations, give back to the community, or just spend it however I like. Ideally, I'd want to earn maybe $3,000 or $4,000 per month in this portfolio. And I think that's 100% achievable as long as I continue contributing and continuing picking and investing in great dividend growth stocks. So if you don't have a dividend growth portfolio in place today or invest in dividend growth stocks, what are you waiting for? I really wanted this video to be motivational and get those gears turning in your head to at least get you to consider this type of strategy. Remember, I'm starting off small. I'm just earning $100 per month here in this dividend portfolio, but you will see if you follow my series that month over month, year over year, that $100 will soon become $150, $200, $250, and soon enough we'll be earning well over $1,000 per month from this portfolio. And I can guarantee that. Just remember, the bottom line here is the sooner that you get your money working for you, the sooner you're gonna set yourself up for financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to drop a huge like if you learned something from this video. Share this video with a friend as well to get them motivated on dividend investing as well. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.